Hey everyone, welcome to Pop XP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the Pop XP channel.
It's the Pop XP, people! Yes.
Pop
Everyone's the
XP.
brain of the mainframe here, Niles Scowl with Pop XP with none other than good old Dr. Blevins.
That's me.
That's
Not
this
a
guy.
doctor.
This guy
Not
right
a
here.
doctor.
Yeah. I
Not
don't
a
know.
doctor.
Those
No
smooth
more-
hands say otherwise, Mr.
no more,
Blevins.
No more messages to my Facebook asking me to check.
What
out
are you
their-
doing? What is this? Like, is this what are you doing? Is this like secret code? Like, is someone
Yeah.
about to pop up behind me? What the
Yeah.
heck is going on?
No sending messages to my Facebook asking me to take a look at rashes and or other things because I am not a doctor. Not a doctor.
No, you're not. You're not. And we got Mr. Tucci, Mr. Billy Tucci's on his way. He'll be joining us shortly.
Someone
He'll be
even say
popping on.
He's en route.
He is en route
Or
for
en
this
route.
lovely evening. We have a great friend of the show, great supporter since day one. We very much enjoy having this gentleman on. And, let's not hold up. Let's not keep people waiting for this genius,
my God.
creator of a man. So without further ado, everyone, enjoy. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
There's no sound now. The visuals sell this book. We don't need sound. Look at that. It's hardbound, full color. What? Spared no expense. That's real gold, people.
Mr. Doug TenNapel.
No
Yeah.
sound. No
I
sound.
like that. That's great to drain all of the enthusiasm out of it.
Yeah.
This is
We're
the
so sorry.
sound-free intro.
Sound free intro. What are you guys talking about?
You got
There
2
was no
seconds of
sound.
music in there, I heard. 2
Yeah.
seconds.
Really?
Pop, yeah, right
Yeah,
in the
did
middle.
you not hear me talking?
No, because I'm hearing the sound. The sound's on.
Oh, dude, you have the sound running through your headphones, and it didn't come through over
It
the.
always runs through my headphones. I've never not have it run through my headphones,
Hey, look,
gentlemen.
this is
Everything
our
runs through the
sound.
Yeti, bro.
We had technical difficulties, fellas.
are you gonna
Just
do?
be rest assured that no sound was necessary to show how awesome that book was.
Beautiful
It's all about the
visuals.
visuals. It's all about the visuals and the story. Hardbound, gilded edges, full color.
The visuals make the music.
one of the
the
best
visuals make their
books
own
for
music.
money.
By the way, that song on that Kickstarter intro, I wrote that song 20 years ago.
Really?
I wrote that song. Yeah. I found it on an old drive. I think I wrote it in like 2003, I think. And I just go, I need a piece of music that I own that I can just plop on this video. And I found that song. And so I used that one for the. So if you guys want to see my music, that's the Kickstarter intro. It's terrible. Anyways, Kickstarter, Earthworm Jim 2. We crossed 200K today, right on the birthday of this show.
Unbelievable.
Congrats.
I know, congratulations. And you got 29 days to go.
Oh, yeah, we're going to slaughter this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Kill it.
You ain't seen nothing.
Are you going to bring this? Are you taking this now? Are you starting with Kickstarter and then going to Indiegogo?
Yeah.
You are. Nice. Nice.
So these are all added to the campaign. So this is all new. I mean, hardcore fans too can come in on both, but it's going to be a huge mess of a book. It's going to have 2 campaigns adding and all the stretch goals I'm giving to each other. So anything raised on Kickstarter goes to Indiegogo. Anything raised on Indiegogo goes to Kickstarter.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
So it's going to be there. I'm going to bury you guys in toys.
Can't
toys
wait.
To be autographed for Blevins?
Toys. No, not action figure toys. Are you kidding? I'd be rich if I could get that license.
Yeah, that would be freaking great.
You know, there's a lot of other stuff we can do.
Yeah.
If it gets obscene money on this campaign and on the next one, I will put in some obscene things that you're going to want.
Oh,
Man, I had to jump on this because I wanted to make sure I got the Psycho patch.
Yeah, the Psycho patch was in the first 24 hours, and the next campaign will have a different first 24-hour patch. And then this one also has now we opened up the Evil the Cat patch. So everyone gets an Evil the Cat patch on this campaign. And then everyone gets we reprinted, I did the 30-year anniversary of Evil the Cat, the first book that I ever published, a self-published comic they called him Evil. It's an 8-page comic, but we colored it and it's my garbage art. It's like the worst art I've ever drawn because it was like one of the first comics I read. But it's Evil the Cat, who existed 3 years before I put him in Earthworm Jim.
It's pretty awesome.
Neat.
It's for the hardcore Earthworm Jim fans. Get in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody has that because that was done through. God, don't tell me. Mockingbird Studios did that.
Yeah, how'd you know?
What?
It's a stalker.
Oh, you know who I am?
I know, but Mockingbird Press was like one dumb kid. He was like 17 years old who decided to publish his first book. And he said, I'll call it Mockingbird Studios.
Yeah.
That's weird that you remembered that because even I didn't remember the name of that publisher.
Yeah, man. That was like 1992.
You're psycho.
Dude, the Blevins is the real deal stalker, man. I'm telling you, he knows it all.
I say extreme fan. I'm not a stalker. Like I don't like.
He's the fanatic in fan.
He's like the IMDb. He gets his facts straight. Unlike every journalist I ever saw out there, he gets his facts straight.
Yeah. So, Doug, how has the journey been from Earthworm Jim 1, your first Kickstarter for Earthworm Jim, to now Earthworm Jim 2?
Earthworm Jim 1 was hard. That was a lot of work. Ooh. And these are big enough books now that it really helps stabilize the business when you start, because I think we did a 10,000 book print run. It might be even more like 11 or 12. It was somewhere up there. When you're printing that many books, it starts to stabilize the business in that printers take you seriously. Prices come down on your per unit cost. You have to start thinking big, generically, like, wow, I'm going to ship 12,000 of these. So suddenly you don't do as many small, things that might be a waste of time that are real tiny, but don't really help much. You're always looking for big solutions to big problems. So it helps clear things out a lot. It's been neat. And so the problem is on the book 2, you never know what it's going to raise, right? On the front end of a book. I have no idea. So I don't know if I'm gearing up for something huge or if I'm going to be, tumbling back a little into something much smaller, but I'm hoping to raise on both campaigns more than the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you did crazy numbers on the first one, didn't you?
I did 815,000.
Yeah.
And this Kickstarter one, there's the way the tiers are set up, the tiers are not that expensive. So it's not raising that much money. I have a ton, like Brian Polito does Lady Death. He has 1,000 less backers than me but has 100 grand more in funding.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always looking for more readers. And then later I'm going to try and build out the monetization. I don't believe in monetizing an audience while you're trying to build them. I try and build them first, and then you start increasing the amount that hopefully you can convince them to give you over time. So I'm just in a different place in my business is still kind of young compared to where some of these guys are at now who have really been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, well, that's what Polito did. He's like what on his, I forget what, last time he was on the show, he said what he did.
It's like his 20th or something.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So, I mean, he did that. He grew it up. And like you said, now he's offering more premium stuff because he just listens to what they want. He gives it to them. And
he's the king daddy, man. You check out his campaign. The number of moving parts on that thing is impressive.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, he's fulfilling for other big creators and things.
Yeah.
Like he's got a nice setup going, and it all works so well, and everything gets to go out on time. But I mean, his books are, what did he say? They were wrapping up their books for 2024. So I mean, everything's set to go. So once one's done, fulfill it, take a breather. The book's already done. Move, and that's how he's set up to basically every quarter you got a book.
His key, which is amazing, and no one does it like him, but really he started his crowdfunding by being a mail order guy. So his business expansion was not just customer service, but warehouse people who can actually pick and pack. Oh, you bought a metal plate, you did not. You got a dog tag, you did not. You got this foil thing, you did not, or whatever. So actually his accounting system is amazing, and his crew is huge. So because he has that kind of a crew, he's able to expand the art form into a variety of areas that a lot of us can't touch until we're ready to expand our crew, or it's going to be an accounting disaster.
Yeah,
it's kind of neat to see. Every person has a different superpower with what they're doing with their business and what they're leaning towards. It's just neat seeing him do that with his catalog. He's amazing.
Have you been out there to his warehouse and seen his stuff that he?
I have not, but he said I can come over anytime. So, and my wife's family's all in Scottsdale right over there, so I could stop in there and just learn. I would just learn.
Well, I definitely like your focus on your book as well. Like, I mean, the whole fact you're looking for readers and you have these books set at reader prices. Like, I mean, they're already, like, every book is a collector's edition right off the bat. Like, you're getting the best book that you can get for the introductory price. Like, there's no real, there's add-ons you could get, like, signed and remarks and everything else like that. But I mean, they get the quality right out the back, up front. No additional purchase necessary.
I just wanted if they could barely crawl over the finish line and finish it and pay for a $25 book, and the shipping's always going to be outrageous on a big, heavy book. But if they can just crawl over the finish line and get that, they're going to get something amazing. And then it goes up from there. So that's where I think the fans need to come in and help on some of the higher end stuff. But really, if you just want a book, then I'm just saying, this is the campaign you have to get, because I'm trying to make books that you just don't ever want to miss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel bad that I missed the first one as well. Like, I don't get the groovy patch. Like,
That's
I didn't know there was a groovy patch.
Yeah, where's that? I gotta find that patch over here. It's somewhere on my desk. I gotta tease you with it. There it is. There it is. This is like my only one left right here. There might be some laying around right there. See that cloth embroidered? Look at the threading on the back there. It's all cloth.
Man, Blevins, you got to get one of those and put it on your jean vest you wear.
Right.
Yeah, my members only jacket. I need to put it on that.
It's special.
Well, I might be able to, if I find you one, I'll score you one. But
there you go.
How many of those favors can I do? I'm going to run out of patches.
Yeah, no doubt. That's incredible. But yeah, like, so do you have an end in sight for this book? I mean, like, I know that you had the Launch the Cow, and now you have Fight the Fish. I know you're kind of like bouncing between the two to keep it fresh. You're going Bigfoot Bill, Earthworm Jim, Bigfoot Bill, Earthworm Jim. Do you have an end in sight, or are you?
I'm loosely aiming for a 5-book arc on both books.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be at least 3. I don't see how I can do a crossover. I'm open to it, but I would have to talk to the license holder on that, and it would just be a bitch.
Oh, gotcha.
But we'll see. I'm not that. My thing is, there's such different stories.
Yeah.
It's going to be. It makes sense though. What would happen is if I could combine the stories, then I would just do 3 more books of Earthworm Jim and Bigfoot Bill, and I would launch a different book, a different world of another character, is what it would let me do. But it would just be a mess. The story would be really hard to tell. So at this point, basically, if I don't do it by book 3, which is coming up, it ain't going to happen.
Actually, just real quick, Zippy, the unicorn, says Doug's books in the aftermarket average $200 each. Don't miss out and pay more. That is something, because me and Blevins used to talk about this. So always be like, how do we get, how do indie creators that are doing Kickstarters, Indiegogos, how do they really break the secondary market, this and that? But that's one thing I did notice about your books, because when I was looking, because I was looking for your Bigfoot Bill, the first book.
Yeah.
And I was trying to find it, and like people wanted like over $200 for the book, and I was like, I don't have $200 for that. And so I was going around and looking, but your secondary values on these books are incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone else that really
I go, you guys, this is a safe bet. I'm just going.
Yeah.
It's because it starts really the book I'm giving them. By the time, if you pay $25, it's basically a $50 book. Is the value. Like if you went to a store and got a hardbound 160-page book that's 9x12 with gilded edges and all the embossing and debossing, that is a minimum $50 book. Probably more like $100 if it was one of these boom high-end series books. Mm-hmm. So if it had a slipcase, it'd be $150. So I'm just saying, but it was, my thing is all my stuff has had a very high resale on it, from the Neverhood games that regularly go for $150 for a CD-ROM, the Neverhood soundtrack, Skull Monkeys. My stuff is so obscure because it's not mainstream. It's always kind of niche, and it's kind of, I want to reward people who have a good art sense, that if they come in early, then you're going to get something that's worth a lot more money if you hold on to it.
Yeah. And then we
look
got
at Billy. He's got no sound.
Billy, you're muted. You got to unmute yourself on StreamYard. There you go.
Doug, how you doing? It's been a month of Sundays. It's good to see you.
Hey, buddy. How are you? You got your sailor shirt on?
Got my Brooks Brothers sailor shirt on.
I hear you had a detached testicle. Did they reattach it yet?
They retached.
Are you feeling better these days? But are you drawn?
Well, they used one to replace his Adam's apple.
Yes, they did. Yes.
Go.
I thought he just got out of jail with that striped shirt.
They look like the Hamburglar.
No, he just cleaned the white makeup off his face. He was miming in Central Park.
Billy say "Rapple, rapple,"
covering those shipping costs.
Yeah, speaking of shipping costs, I think we're going to have to. Debbie's against it, but we're going to have to add shipping. I think, especially if we have someone fulfill it for us, which we're leaning towards for the next project. I think we're going to have to add shipping charges.
Yeah.
Which we don't for domestic, and I think we're going to have to though, because it's just so expensive. My gosh,
it'll break you, buddy. You got to do it.
Yeah. So I am drawing. You asked me if I was drawing. I'm drawing finishing up a Rorschach commission for my friend for Ernest, one of our levels, and it's just weird. Every time I look at, it's amazing that everyone sees the Rorschach, his mask move, and every time I look at it, all I see is my parents fighting. So I don't.
That's right. All I see is my mom wrestling a snake inside of a giant donut on a train going into a tunnel. I don't know what it means, but
I don't understand.
I don't understand what I see, but that's all I see.
Understand.
And then he pulls a donut out.
Well, hello everybody. Good to see you guys. Louis, good to see you. Herrenberg, good to see you.
So we got that. The question we usually get when we have you on, and that is back to the Bigfoot Bill video game.
Yeah.
Is that still in development?
Yeah, it is. In development, very little work done on it. My main guy he had just a life crisis, so it stopped. And then a second team started another game. So I've got 2 games in development. Both of them nowhere near ready to ship or launch or whatever. But
Well, how long,
like I said, I've got
video
5
game
books,
usually
so sooner or later you're going to get your game.
Yeah. How long does it take to develop a game?
I mean, this game should have taken about 6 months if I had a normal crew, but these guys are like, they're getting paid peanuts and they're basically volunteering their time. So it's hard to yell at people or anything.
That's true. Especially when you have people do stuff for you for nothing.
Yeah.
Well, not nothing, but that you're paying, and they're doing you a favor. It's kind of hard to ask them.
Yeah, when you don't pay people what they're worth, you get situations like Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Well, what happens is people call and they go like, "Hey, we want to do a game for you." And you go, "Really?" I had like a bunch of teams jumping out wanting to do a Bigfoot Bill game. And so you shop for a team. Really? Are you sure? Really? It's a lot of work. Are you sure? Yes, we're sure. Do you have a demo? Yeah, here's a demo. Okay, wow, that's pretty far along. Are you ready? Yeah, okay. Then as soon as you say okay, the guy's like, I'm going through depression and I'm going to leave the country for about 6 months. And then like he doesn't talk to you. I go, okay.
Bastards.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm just saying and I talked to him. I go, look, can we just shit can it and just say, look, there's no game? He goes, no, you can't do that to me, man. You got to let me finish this game. So I go, okay.
He's going through an existential crisis.
Yes.
And the only thing that he has holding on to his life is that game.
Bigfoot Bill.
Yeah.
You're
And when
like,
I pressure
I'm
him
gonna
to work
take it
on
from
it,
you.
he says, don't do that because it makes me not want to work on it. I go, oh.
Oh my
Well,
God.
so
Sounds like it.
he's like, how about we don't work on it at all? And he's
I'll
like,
never mention it again.
This is all I have in my life.
I'll never mention. He swears he's going to do it. So I don't know. It looks great. What I've played of it looks great. Just it's not done.
Yeah. Well, speaking of games, though, Earthworm Jim's coming back.
Yeah, for the Amico.
Yes.
Yeah, tell
That
us
got
about
bumped
that
back,
too,
though.
Mel.
11s, right? That
Got bumped
launch
way
of that
back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
got bumped a little.
Yeah, you want the Earthworm
Somebody
Jim
say
game
it
won't
got
be ready for a
shoved. It didn't get bumped,
long
it got
shoved long time.
It looks good, though. I like it. I like
it's
the
a good
design
looking-
of it from the trailer that they released.
Yeah.
Looks
And
nice.
it's all the good guys. All good guys on it. The original team guys are all over it. I think they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the original guys on it. And then plus me, just overseeing things. Not even overseeing things. I'm just giving a hurrah. But like
it's fun. My wife's piano, was it her piano teacher or vocal teacher? Because she was, trained in classical music and stuff. Her brother worked on the original Earthworm Jim game. He passed away, though.
Andy Astor or Mike Pilati?
Andy Astor.
Andy Astor, the programmer.
Yeah.
Wait,
That
her
was-
brother's Andy Astor?
Not my wife. Her piano vocalist teacher. Growing up, when she was a kid, she was, because they were huge Sega Genesis players, and they loved Earthworm Jim. And she was like, "Oh, my brother worked on this and all this stuff." And
No way.
Yeah. And
I love Andy Astor. That's who he named Andy Asteroids after. Was
Mhm.
after Andy Astor. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
So in the making of Earthworm Jim, I did a big dedication to him. He's in the book. Can't find it. The making of book, which you can still buy on this next campaign. You can get the making.
Hey, Doug, Zippy wants you to know that he said, look, man, like I'll finish the game when I can. He just wants you to know, like he'll finish the game as soon as he gets
Zippy's
there.
an imbecilic unicorn from space. He could not program. He couldn't make a chess game. He can't make any game. He's a unicorn.
A magical.
Like it's
farting
kind of.
rainbow unicorn.
I was wondering why all the controls were hoof
Hoof
accessible.
Yeah, the D-pad. It's just 2 buttons.
All right, Lou, you've posted this about 17 times, so I'm going to bring it up. Hey, Doug, is it difficult writing 2 different stories at once, Doug? Especially when they're very different. Also, when you come up with an idea, which book do you decide to put it in if it works for both?
The ideas never work for both, but because they're going down such different tracks. But it's hard to initially shift gear into a different story, but once you get into a story, your brain goes all into that story. So once, like I'm leaving Earthworm Jim 2, when I finish this book, I've got 25 pages left on Jim 2 of 160.
It's incredible, man.
I'll go right into Bigfoot Bill 3. I'll start the script. And I'm probably going to write 3, 4, and 5 because I need to make sure that 3 is going in the right direction. Setting up.
Do you have the title for Bigfoot Bill 3 yet?
I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
I was going to say,
I just have a few little notes on my whiteboard over there.
Get an exclusive right here. You could share it for the first time now.
No idea.
Hey, Doug, why do you do your books so big? What, you know, I mean, I'm not complaining at all. I think it's amazing. But what made you choose that format to make them these massive epics as opposed to doing a 48-pager or something?
Well, the length is what I've been doing for 20 years. So I'm a graphic novel guy. I'm not a floppy. I hate floppies. Like, it was really frustrating for me to get a 24 or a 32, you know. So I love the graphic. I've done 20 now.
Wow.
And it's just like, you got to tell a story.
Yeah.
And my art style is a little more cartoony, so I can draw a little faster than most, so I can pound out more story. So it allows me to explore epic length instead of detail on the panels.
Do you always get the full story in, or do you leave a lot on the cutting room floor?
No, I'm always editing. I mean, the first edit's always cutting stuff out. Just anything unnecessary gets cut. If it doesn't have to be there, I cut it out. So I'm always cutting stuff out of stories, overwriting, like it's kind of bulky and fatty. And then when you start cutting unnecessary stuff out, it starts it's like boiling down a gravy or a sauce. All the flavor gets more potent. And sometimes it ruins the pace. You know, my stuff clicks along a little fast, but I just figure I think the way the audience reads books also is very fast. I don't think they study art. I don't think they hang on any one panel as long as they should. Like, you could have an amazing detailed panel. I've just seen amazing art, like TUCCI'S art. And they'll just like thumb through it. Just go like, dude. And I go, when an artist is sitting there like composing a sunset, and composing where the light source is, and drawing Sean Gordon Murphy backgrounds of desks with objects on it, and you just kind of go like, bopping through the book. I'm like, I don't think you're getting all your money's worth out of that comic.
Yeah.
Like, sit there for a moment, guy.
Absorb it.
Yeah, Jimmy Palmiotti just sent me some pages today in the mail from Shiwei the Warrior that he inked back in 96. 97. And I want to show you guys this art. It's Mitch Bird, when Mitch Bird came in and did a fill-in issue. And oh my gosh, I just want to, if you don't mind me running and getting it, because I rushed to get home. I just turned everything in. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Go get it.
Yeah, we have more pressing things to discuss while you get it, Billy. Like,
but I'm just saying, talking about storytelling and the things that people miss. So let me remove myself, and then you talk about that, and then I'll come back. So I'm sorry, Doug. I don't mean to hijack your show here.
No, it's okay, man.
I'll be right back.
I love
bastard, Billy.
So we're going to know when the sequel, Bigfoot Billy Tucci, is coming out.
Bigfoot Billy Tucci. He talks real fast.
But he's really tiny, but with huge feet.
Yeah.
And he really likes hockey, but he can't play because his feet are too big.
With removable biceps.
Bionic arms. He has bionic arms.
We can rebuild them.
So what has been, you always go live, you always ink, you're always doing stuff, but there's always one thing you usually have. You usually have a beer or something with you. You're usually trying something new. You're introducing a new beer. I mean, so far working on Earthworm Jim 2, what has been the beer of choice? Was there one that surprised you?
I'll tell you what surprised me how bad it was. This Yazoo one I just had. This is a Harvest Hells or whatever. This is terrible. This is like a blonde. This is like a Bud Light. So Yazoo makes a great dark beer. They're a local beer brewery here in Tennessee. Yazoo Sioux is a great dark beer. And Dos Perros is another one that they make. Really good brown beer. But man, keep away from this one. I just had this one today. That's trash. So I'm always getting some Gotta Get Up to Get Down is one of my favorite ones,
Mhm.
new ones from, I think it's Wiseacre out here. It's a good one.
And they're about to open a brewery here in Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're a happy guy.
I don't
Make
drink.
some Dr. Pepper beer,
Yeah, they need
right?
some non-alcoholic Dr. Pepper beer.
You just see him stumbling with that 6-pack with like 3 cans off. He's hanging out his fingers.
I got like 4 Dr. Pepper growlers.
Brian, wouldn't you love it if they made an alcoholic Dr. Pepper? Wouldn't that be a blast of a beer?
No, I'm not really a.
I think
not
so.
really a beer drinker. Like I never.
Not my
wanted-
dad's Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I never wanted to. I was like, why would I drink beer when I could drink Dr. Pepper and I know I already love it? So
That's why we need to break you in with some Dr. Pepper beer.
We got to get him some beer and some cigars. Doug.
Yeah.
He
Like,
did
they're, like,
say
trying to
if we
corrupt
got
me.
together, he was going to drink. Dr.
I
Blevins
did.
said that.
I did.
And
say
all
that I
I
would drink.
picture is like Will Ferrell when he's drinking again.
I'm just gonna
And
go
he's just like
drinking.
Frank the Tank, just
Yeah, I'm
like,
going-
woo! It's so good when it touches your lips. We're like, Blevins, calm down, man.
That's when
He's-
Blevins' nickname comes out.
We're
His
streaking
name is
the Greek restaurant, Billy. We're streaking.
He's doing a
the Greek restaurant.
headstand,
Let's go.
beer bong headstand.
And then out of nowhere, he just starts randomly crying.
Yeah,
But then he's back again. He's back.
yeah. Either that or he's going to be like Will Ferrell was in the other guys. Remember his nickname was like Cobra or something, and he was a pimp.
Gator. Gator.
Gator, that was
Gator.
a gator. Yeah.
Okay, did you get the art, Billy? Let's see it.
Yeah, where's this art,
yeah,
bro?
yeah. So, all right. So, speaking of that, pages. If you make me a little bit, it's pages from She Return of the Warrior.
We're
But
gonna
like
test
I just
something
grabbed
out.
one. It's She 8, number 8. It's page 11. And look at this panel right here, if I may. Just look at all the work that we used to do. That we do that people don't realize. I mean, this is a rooftop. They're having dinner on the rooftop. But look at all the people in the crowd, and then this chap over here. I wrote the script. I don't even remember who that is. But like, look at like all the stuff like in the window. You know what I mean? Like there's somebody in the window doing so. I don't know how close I can get.
I'm just freaking out at the
Ooh.
perspective. Like, how did he do
Yeah,
that?
that is pretty crazy.
I can't do any of that.
Great stuff. See, so there's going to be a sniper. Oh yeah, he's looking out the window. The bad guy. I'm trying to remember. So, this is 24 years ago.
Oh, that's so good.
But like just fun stuff, man, and just like you think of all the work. Like look at this. This guy falls in between the building.
Ring.
Stuck there, and just fun stuff. Look at that.
Who is the penciler on this one?
Mitch Bird and
Mitch
ink by
Bird.
Jimmy Palmiotti.
Right.
And you just go through like all this. Oh my God, just so much stuff with Tomo and this dude. This guy, the bad guy, catches a fish underwater. Look, he reaches underwater and sees a fish underwater. So you have good storytelling, right? You got the shot from below, right?
Yeah.
You're in the water. Then he grabs it, and
That's good.
just cool stuff. And then Tomo, I mean, look at that. This one over here. Look at that. I love it. I love comics. I love comics so much. I just love.
Yeah, we're not seeing any boobs. Billy. We're not seeing any boobs.
Yeah, I think the boob to gun ratio is a little low.
What did
I
I
get
know?
the
Look
fish.
Art critics have arrived. Lee
at
Ditzworth,
this.
the art
Look at this.
critics have come.
at that dude.
I
Yeah.
still don't see any boobs.
And the
He's
cops are talking about him. Look at that.
He's okay.
He's okay.
He's okay. He'll be all right.
Just spray some.
Just
He's
like
okay.
Spray some Windex
Great
on
work.
it. He'll be okay. Spray a little bit
Put
of
some
Windex.
Windex on that
All
guy.
right.
He'll clean right up.
Fun stuff. Sorry, I'm just.
You see this new feature now with StreamYard, Billy?
Yeah, you can move windows around, I guess.
No.
What? You can pick who gets what windows then?
Yeah, you can move stuff now, finally. They're listening, Billy. They're truly listening.
They hear you out there.
Cool. Sorry. Just kicking that dude through the fire escape.
Oh, yeah.
It's
And you wrote that? Kicks him through
Yeah,
the fire
yeah,
escape.
yeah. I can't take credit for the art. It's all Jimmy and Mitch Bird. If you guys know Mitch Bird's art, Mitch Bird is amazing. He lives down in Georgia. He's always smoking a pipe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Incredible artist. All right. So enough about me, Doug. I apologize.
We'll live. It's your show.
All right.
I'm done talking about me, Doug. What do you think of me?
I
I
like
was
you.
like,
You're
I'm not
good.
going to be on the bottom.
What?
Yeah.
No,
You
This
said
is
you
where I
like-
want
you
to
said
be,
you like-
man.
You said you like being on the bottom.
Oh,
I like
What?
being on the bottom if I'm next to Brian.
hey, all right.
There you go. Now high five.
look at this. I come in and I ruin everything, don't I?
Yes, Billy, you do.
I do. I come in and I ruin everything.
It's fine, but let's get back to the campaign.
Oh, did you say you don't mind being on the bottom if you're next to Blevins?
If I'm next to Blevins,
now
I
you're
don't
in
mind being on
trouble.
the bottom if I'm next to Blevins.
Let me tell you something about my best friend.
He's my one boy, cuddly toe him up and down my prime joy.
Being around Blevins is a good place. It's a good
It's
place.
a great place. Blevins is a good dude, people. Enjoy him.
I have Blevins on my show all the time.
I
All
know.
the time you populating my show all the time.
Yeah, I have like literally nothing to do. So you're just like, I need somebody to come talk to me while I draw. I'm like, pick me.
Yeah, come over. Drawing all day. Look at that, 200K, Billy. What do you think of that?
100K,
Boom,
Billy.
legendary status now.
Unbelievable.
What's up with the jackasses over on the Black Lives Matter? Look at that under the Kickstarter.
Where?
I got so many people coming in going, oh, Doug, I'm not going to give because it says Black Lives Matter. They think I put that on the campaign.
Oh, really?
Oh, under Kickstarter up here. Yeah.
Yeah,
I see
right under that.
Yeah.
Guys, just ignore that. All lives matter. Just ignore that Black Lives Matter thing up there.
Yeah, that's
very
Kickstarter.
political.
That's
It's
not
an
each,
election year, buddy. So you're gonna get that stuff everywhere. You know that.
I know. No, dude, I know. I can't. And Indiegogo's just as bad. And so, and I have a Shopify store, same thing. It's like all of them, dude. All of them.
So I looked through all this art. What happened to the one where Jim is holding Bob? The very first one that you did where he's holding him in the
Oh, the watercolor from
yeah.
that's the back cover of the 24-page preview.
Gotcha.
That watercolor one?
The
Is
Mike,
it one?
yeah, the Mike Mignola one. Is that it's the back of that one?
On the back of that one, yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. It's a unique watercolor. So,
Peter Puppy.
yeah, it's going great. This is going to be cool. And this is
That's
all great
200
because
right now.
Kickstarter, look, on the last book, on Earthworm Jim 1, I only raised, I think, 80,000 on Kickstarter. And now I'm already up to 200.
Yeah.
So it's doing good. If I can do good on Indiegogo, we're
Mhm.
clicking along good.
And Zippy was talking about how the secondary market of your books is great. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people don't realize that the Earthworm Jim, like if you sign up and get the Earthworm Jim 1 book, it's still first prints.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
these are still first print on this campaign. Then after that, we'll pull the trigger on a second print coming up.
Doug, did you get? Were you on Kickstarter? Did you get a Projects We Love or a featured project or anything like that?
I got a Projects We Love.
Oh, good.
I did
There you
not
go.
get a featured project yet.
That's
So
good. Yeah, because it's amazing how because that was a gripe that I had. Not saying that we
I'm
deserve it,
griping too.
but when you get you hit your goal in an hour or so, or whatever
I
it
hit
is,
mine in
couple
13
hours,
minutes.
and you're never a feature project. You're never a project
Yeah.
we love, anything like that, and it's just like really.
Yeah,
But
it's a bit of a
That
problem.
might have been the old regime.
I wonder if it's hand chosen or if they have an algorithm that chooses it.
Look at that
And
Five Iron Frenzy album. They just raised 100-something thousand. I used to do all their album covers.
Oh, cool.
They're not asking me to do an album cover now. I'll tell you that much.
You should reach out to them.
No, they're all woke.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I did their first 5 album covers. Just remember that, guys. When you're on the way up in a band, and you're asking people favors. They're all like, "Hey, will you help me out?" And then just remember, as soon as you get big enough, you're going to be like, "Doug TenNapel, who? Screw you!
Oh,
Get out of here, kid." Story of my life. All these people who ask me favors, now they're all who? Doug who?
Unbelievable.
get woke, go broke.
That's right, buddy.
That seems
All
to be the way
day.
it is.
Yeah, you'd think it would be up like right on the main page, especially breaking over 200K. I mean, that's kind of telling a lot.
Kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal, yeah.
Kind of. You have to wade through all the blue-haired.
Like,
You
why
know?
isn't it in taking off or anything like that?
Why is Scott
like-
Snyder and Tony Daniels Noctera there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, how
we
are
got
they doing?
Scott
They should
Snyder
be
and
doing
Tony-
well, right?
Yeah, but I don't think they're over 200K?
I don't think so.
All that 200K is all just my own uphill climb. What's that one at?
So they're at 160.
Oh, okay.
And look at how star-studded that thing is and crowded out. They had so much help.
Yeah.
I have to go against they're getting free welfare, and I can't get hardly any help. I got to crawl up by myself. They're like, yeah, here, welfare. Yeah, you guys need it.
Yeah, but you're doing it. So what do you're doing it.
I'm doing it. You better believe it. Screw everyone. I'm going to do it. Hey, you know what? Kickstarter and all those guys, I'll do it without them.
Yeah.
One way or another, I'll do it without you. As soon as you're sitting there and you have all these problems, you're going, I just need someone to help me. You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Let's see where Keanu Reeves is at. He's already at 230.
Holy moly. That's his first day, right?
Yeah, they've only been on for what? 8 hours. I don't even know if it's been 8 hours.
Is there
Ron Garney's a great guy too.
Yeah.
Is there any Keanu Reeves signed like pledges or whatever that you
I haven't gone through any of their pledges. I will say though, he did do the campaign video.
And it's by Boom Studios.
Yeah, Ron, my pal.
What's Boom Studios is a professional publisher. What do they need to kickstart for?
Yeah,
are they a charity now?
Archie got killed when they did it.
Are they in welfare?
Yeah, because they look at how much money they're bringing in.
I know, but they don't have to. They're going to publish this book, right? They're a publishing company.
That's what they're all doing it now. They're all doing it. Everyone does it. Everyone does.
So what? Now Marvel's going to start kickstarting their titles. Start Spider-Man.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, think about it, right? They've got 2,330 backers that brought them over 200,000, right? So if you're just selling this through Diamond or whatnot, how many books you need to sell for them to bring in 234,000? So why not?
Yeah.
They're going to make a boatload of money now. And then they're gonna distribute it through comic book stores and other means and methods, and they'll make probably a good chunk of change doing it that way too.
Nothing wrong with that. Sounds like a good business to me.
It's a great business plan.
As long as all those comic people come in and they put their credit card information in, they see my campaign and they think about it, that'd be good.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at this campaign. This is my first time actually scrolling through because I just saw it on social media.
Nah, it looks like garbage. Keanu, you should come sign my book instead.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves wanted to come on the show, and I was telling Niall, I'm not interested.
Keanu, draw a stick figure cover for me instead.
Yeah, we don't need John Woke.
They give you your shipping costs.
Oh,
wait a minute. So they added shipping to that too?
Everyone charges shipping.
Everybody but you does shipping.
Everyone but you.
Everybody but you does shipping, Billy.
Text Deborah. I'm gonna have Deborah come up here. Text Deborah.
Just have her steal this table and just start.
My wife is adamantly against doing shipping.
Oh, you have to charge for shipping.
Charge for domestic shipping. She's like, no, but we don't. I'm like, we don't do that. I said, honey, I'm seeing that we're putting all of our packages in. Not only bags and boards for the 3,000 backers we have, but then we also have like this. Then we have to buy all these bubble wrap packages.
That's right.
And then we're hiring people to do this for us too. Mm-hmm. And then we have all the stretch goals and everything. I mean, this all adds up. I'm like, Dad, every campaign I pay for, just about 95% of them, 98% of them, I have to pay a shipping charge.
Yeah.
Hey, no,
all of them but Polito. But Polito's raising $200,000. I'm just saying.
He's raising more than that. He's breaking 300 plus every.
Yeah. Why do you want me to slow down for?
Scroll down to the largest tier. I want to read what it says.
Go look at it on your own time.
Well, I tried to scroll down, but I realized that this is a screen share and I can't do that. So
these a-holes don't need any help. Earthworm Jim needs help. Look at these guys.
Yeah.
He wants Keanu Reeves' signature.
Well, I'm just wondering if it was on there.
Just wondering if you signed it.
Appear in the book.
Yeah, signed by Keanu Reeves. See,
how much is that?
$2,500.
What?
Where do you see signed by Keanu Reeves?
In the one below it that sold out.
That's it.
The $2,500 below it, not this.
Well, this one I know. I'm looking at this one. This one's 1,000.
Yeah, this one is also signed by Keanu.
This is like weeaboo stuff.
The $2,500 you get to be in the book, which means he probably kills you in some way.
Okay.
I'm an idiot. I don't even see where it says signed by Keanu Reeves.
That one is not signed, I guess.
So what? Are we here to talk about Doug's book, or are we talking here to talk about
know.
Keanu Reeves?
I was just freaking.
I can talk about Keanu Reeves'
Doug's
200. What is it? It's already up. It's gone up another 30,000. Keanu Reeves is 200,000.
You bastard!
Fan service weeaboo. This is like going to Comic-Con. You're sitting there next to Lou Ferrigno signing headshots. I'm just going like, look, I want to sell some books. There's all these like B-list actors. Some guy that was in one MacGyver episode.
Yeah, it's like Larry Hama saying, like, we were at a show and he wanted to get a cup of coffee and there was no green room for the comic creators at a Comic-Con. But if you were third zombie on the left of Walking Dead episode 9 of season 4, you can go and get a free cup of coffee in the green room. Like, it was
the problem with fandoms, guys. There's a problem with fandoms. I'm looking for people that want to read books and see great characters, and you're going to get great publishing, great shipping. It's going to be a beautiful package. That's what you're paying for. Not a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. I'm no John Wick.
So true, Zippy. So true.
My credit card was already on file.
Good man.
Yes.
That's all I have.
I like just click a button and buy. Click and buy. That's what I'm about.
Click and buy.
And I remember when Lou Ferrigno got into a fight with Flash Gordon. That was rough. Hulk versus Flash.
Oh, I remember hearing about that too. Yeah.
Was that from the Flash Gordon movie? Flash?
Yeah, Sam
Jones. Sam Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now here's my little experience with that. Is that I've been at a lot of conventions with Lou Ferrigno, and he's an asshole.
Yeah,
to people. He really is.
Blunt.
He's a bona fide asshole to fans and everything like that. I met Sam Jones a couple of times, and he couldn't have been a nicer guy. He he walks around when he gets his break. He goes and visits all the cartoonists. He shows up. He stops by at breakfast and how everyone's doing. I mean, a truly gregarious guy. And Lou is just, if you don't give Lou money.
I know. Lou goes walking by my booth and I go, hey, Lou, hey, right here, buddy. Hey, bro. And he just keeps walking like he doesn't hear me or something. What a jerk.
The guy's
what a jerk.
You can't say that.
You can't say things like that.
That guy's like the meanest guy. he's walking away. Lou. And I'm all, bro, catch this football. And I throw it.
And it
hits him on the back of the head.
And you're like Sam Jones threw it because remember he was a football player.
That's right. I go, Lou, maybe if you turned around and gave me a smile or something instead of being a jerk walking away, maybe you'd have caught it.
Oh man, that's just crazy.
God, poor guy.
Lou, catch.
I like to think that his inability to hear definitely adds to his I guess his attitude for sure.
No, I don't think so. I just think
he's huge. I'll tell you one thing. He's huge. I'll give him
a monster.
He's a big
guy.
Really
like there was a situation when I went to Wizards World Wizard World Los Angeles. Where
I was at Wizard World Los Angeles.
Yeah, I know. We met at that show.
I thought
and he was over there, and like the lady wanted a picture with Virgil from the WWF, like Ted DiBiase's sidekick guy, and she's like hands the camera to this little bitty camera to Lou Ferrigno for him to take a picture, and he was really upset about it.
Did he take the picture?
What am I, a tripod? What am I, a tripod now?
He did take the picture. I think that he maybe thought
I'm pointing on all the
picture she would take. She would buy a deal from him.
Oh shit!
All right, you can take the campaign down. They're not buying it. It's okay.
He was nice to me.
Guys. We're going to talk comics.
You're at 474, man. You've done like
that's
almost
awesome.
$200 since we've been on.
I got to get to 3,000 backers is what I'm trying to do. I need backers.
3,000 backers.
Readers, Doug. You need people who like books.
How much time you got left, Doug?
People like books.
29 days.
How many what?
Oh, you got 29 days? Oh, heck
yeah. We'll slaughter it.
Yeah.
We'll put up a few more. We'll put up some more numbers up there.
So this was a 60-day campaign?
Yeah.
Now, Doug, let me ask you. People always warn me, and I've had, don't do a 60-day campaign because then the sense of urgency is gone. Isn't there?
That's true. Actually, I did a 50-day campaign, and I'll definitely do less next time. I'll just keep weaseling them down until I'm comfortable with the numbers. I wasn't comfortable just doing 30 is all. I might end up getting there, but for this one, I thought, let's do 50. Next one, let's do 40.
Yeah,
we'll see,
and so on.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do though.
John Roberts, what needs backing? I'll tell you what needs backing. Earthworm Jim, bro.
John Roberts, you need an Earthworm Jim too. This is like the fish.
What'd you get electrocuted today, John? Come on, jeez Louise.
Ruby.
Freaking electricians.
This is a 160-page, giant, beefy, hardbound book that'll look good on your coffee table, baby. It looks good.
Interiors look incredible, man.
And the box is great because I still keep my box.
Yeah.
Babbage3 says, if you want to sell comics, do you know Alex Winters?
Yeah, that's what I need. I need the other guy.
Yeah.
Well, I used to pitch to a lady at Cartoon Network, and she was Alex Winters' wife.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She was an exec at Cartoon Network. Yep.
Alex Winters was the first Lost Boy to get got.
Yeah.
He got.
I always thought that he was Chris Penn's little brother. I thought he was one of the Penn.
Oh, he does have the heavy eyelids like Mark Penn and Chris Penn and all those guys.
Yeah, didn't he? Yeah, I thought because I don't know, he really hasn't been in much since, huh?
Yeah.
I watched Bill and Ted 3 Face the Music this weekend.
Did you like that? I want to see that.
I've heard a lot of good things.
It had a lot of funny moments to it. A lot of I think the funny part of it was a callback. Like it was absolutely a fan tribute, a fan tribute movie. But this story was a bit rough. But yeah, it was definitely a great tribute. And finding out what happened in between the last time they did Bill and Ted, Bogus Journey, and now was great, and they fleshed the story out really well. But the girl that played Keanu Reeves' daughter was so good as Keanu Reeves' daughter in that movie. It was ridiculous.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I'd see that.
Damn you, Keanu Reeves! You did it again, you bastard.
Yeah, Ted Theodore Logan. Like, she had all his mannerisms down. I like the girl that played, Bill's daughter as well. She's been in tons of, like, she was in Ready or Not just recently. Samara, whatever her name is, Samara Weaving, I think is her name.
But they're basically doing imitations of their dads.
Yeah, but Samara she wasn't that great in that role. I think it was more or less named, which is why she got in there. But she was great in The Babysitter on Netflix.
The Babysitter's Club?
No, The Babysitter. Not the
club. What's The Babysitter about?
It's about this kid who has a babysitter, and they have a really good like relationship between each other. We'll kind of find out that they're all part of a cult.
Oh, damn!
They worship a demon, and so all these high school people get together at this house to do their ritual that they do every 4 years, and again the kid comes downstairs and sees what's going on, and that's the story. It's really good.
The babysitter's going to sacrifice him.
It's really good. Yeah, it's a really good.
And the babysitter's like evil. Is that what she wants to do?
Well, you think that's what's supposed to happen, but I don't want to ruin it in case somebody wants to go watch it, because it's a great movie. And they're coming out with the sequel, but it doesn't have Samara in it, like the girl from Bill and Ted. She's not in it.
Yeah, but how many episodes did they do?
It's a movie.
Yeah, it's Babysitter's Club, right? That's what you're watching.
Not Babysitter's Club.
Like, is that like
Niall
a
saw
Babysitter's
series? Club, and Brian is talking about
Niall is like
the babysitter.
Niall calls me all the time, and he's like, Brian, did you see the newest episode of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
Oh my God!
Like, no, Niall.
Bring that up.
I'm not going to watch this.
The Yaya Sisterhood of the Traveling Tuong Fu.
He's like, dude, the third episode of the new series has a callback to the second movie, and it's great.
Billy and I have like
And there's no pants.
The extended edition box set of Eat, Pray, Love. That's our favorite.
Nice.
Yes.
Dude,
Yes. Thank you.
That is just a deep director's commentary.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Is it like this? And sometimes it gets you right here, doesn't it?
Yeah. And they brought in the guest,
to
come in and give a commentary is Juliette Lewis. And
right.
Okay, everybody.
I don't know if you guys are joking, but that was
a great mermaid.
I love Deep Red
Juliette Lewis. It's my favorite.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Are you the big bad wolf?
What I am watching, though, I don't know if you fellas have been watching it on Netflix, is Peaky Blinders. It's unbelievable. Also, you gotta watch it with subtitles though, because I just learned from my physical therapist that you can put the subtitles on Netflix, and I didn't know that.
So you can tell what they're all saying.
Yeah, because they're talking a really
is
heavy.
It a comedy or what is it? A
no,
mystery?
It's about a gang, not more so than a gang, but organized crime in England after World War One.
Okay.
In Birmingham, and what's his name plays the lead? Cillian Murphy. What's his name?
Yeah,
the guy who played
Scarecrow.
Scarecrow, yeah.
Oh, that guy.
It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. So great, so good.
You can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah, it's like Road to Perdition.
He got a farthing for a governor, brother.
Road to Perdition with really bad Cockney accents. All right, governor.
All right, governor.
I like your
got the gams on that dame.
Constable.
You messed with me 3 or 4 times. It was Jimmy, see? We picked him for a new pair of
going up to Shropshire.
We picked for a new pair of concrete sandals. He's walking around at the bottom of the lake.
You have a great accent.
Are you doing it? You're not doing an English accent, right, Blevins? He's
not doing anything.
What he's doing? It went from like British, Australian to just.
I'm mad that I didn't get to be on the Flapper episode last night. I was all day. I wanted to be on that show, like all day. I even talked about it. Speakeasies and Flapper Girls.
So, Billy, what did you do? What did it do to you to not do Comic-Con this year? What was that like?
I loved it.
You got to take the break of your life and just
it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I mean, all told, I will probably lose not from having comic conventions at least $70,000 this year. Maybe more, maybe 80,000. So we lost
crowdfund a book.
But I have time to work on my book, and like with the new Shihaikyo, which launches at the end of September.
Couldn't you pull in 70 grand? Couldn't you clear 70 grand on a book? Like if you played your cards right and came up with something new. This is what I don't get about the Comic-Con thing is, because I'm going like, okay, if I did 50 Comic-Cons a year, right, I could use up all 50 of my weekends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, but how much am I making at all those Comic-Cons? Not that much. What project would I have to come up with to make up for all the money I make up on however many Comic-Cons I'm going to do in a year? And then I go, I'll just do that project instead and not do any Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
That's when I stopped doing cons. I go, I'm just going to create something that's worth, $70,000, and then I don't have to do any Comic-Cons anymore.
Yeah, Debbie though likes that cash, so she's like, oh well, she'd have me do a show every weekend.
That's true.
She would.
Pure cash.
And I'm like, it's killing me, honey. The show, these are killing me. But I'm going to stop doing. The biggest part of it really is commissions, because I do a lot of commissions, but I'm not taking any more commissions anymore.
Yeah,
I might do maybe some commission, through our campaigns. I'll do those commissions, and maybe commissions at home. Like if people have gotten commissions from me before, because you've got some great customers that have been like our friends now, that you've been friends with them for 20 years or so, and I'll do it for them. But aside from that, just a stress. And I really can't say no to people for some reason. Like, yeah, I'll do that. And then I'm like, oh, and I'm stressing out. And
sell a book.
I just have a special book, for the show that you do.
Mm-hmm.
But I
need 10,000 fans. I just need 10,000 fans to buy a book.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to do anything else. I have to do commissions. Don't have to do posters. I don't have to do toys. I just got to do books. If I can get 10,000 people to buy a book, I can just do
Yeah.
books.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, well,
you make
the
one
thing
book
is-
and everyone buys it.
Yep,
That's all I got to do.
that's it.
10,000 people.
It
That's it.
seems so easy.
You'd think there'd be 10,000 people rolling around out there wanting to buy
How many copies of Earthworm Jim sold? Earthworm Jim 1.
about 10,000.
Yeah, and then how many of Earthworm Jim 2?
Well, we're up to almost up to 3,000 on Kickstarter right now.
Wow.
Oh no, I'm talking about the video game.
Oh, the video game.
Yeah,
Oh,
millions, right?
millions. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
At least
like,
a million. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you think you grab 1% of that
Yeah, but game fans are different than comic book fans. There's a little bit of overlap, right? But I have to try and convert game fans into story fans.
Yeah,
And they're
See,
not
my
always.
sons-
They're
my
not.
sons
It's not
buy
a one
video
for
games,
one.
but they don't buy. Yeah, my sons buy video games, but they don't buy comics.
That's exactly it. Like if I did if you made a she video game, there'd be people that would never read your book and go, "I just want the game."
And
That's
I'd be
all they do
perfectly
is
fine
game.
with that.
Well, somebody.
I mean, I would want them, of course, to buy the books, but it would be nice to have a video game.
I would never do games ever again if I could just sell comics for the rest of my
Really?
life. Oh yeah, comics, games, dude. Games are not a good storytelling medium.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah,
Comics are
Xander's-
the perfect storytelling medium.
yeah.
What's up, Levins?
Xander's
Talking
rant.
about print about your comics
What?
and all. We share the same
Xander?
printer.
Who's Xander?
Yeah,
Xander's
API
rants.
Print Productions. Yeah.
And what are you guys having a
Yeah.
separate? You guys want to go somewhere else or something?
I don't see a Xander. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Xander's rants. He says he wishes Earthworm Jim was on the Switch, and with all this big retro
Yeah.
rollback, where like all these games are coming up on the Switch, which is the #1 selling handheld console ever. I mean, you would think that would be a huge boost as well.
How complicated are games on the Switch? Are they just as complicated as regular games?
Well, no, you just bring the ROM of the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, but do
Super
you own the
Nintendo,
rights to
Sega.
Earthworm Jim, Doug?
Not the
not
game.
That you don't. Not the game. So you couldn't do it.
All I
No,
can
but
do
I was
is the book. The book that I'm doing is all I can do. That's all I
Yeah,
got.
I was just trying to say that would open up new people that weren't around with Earthworm Jim.
Would you
came
do
out, too.
animation? Would you get involved with animation again? If the opportunity arose?
I'm looking into some animated stuff, but
Yeah.
it's only from the point of view of a writer director. So it's
Yeah.
like I could do it again, but it's so much work that do I want to go and run a crew of
Mhm.
like 20 people and largely manage and direct them, or do I want to go and do a book? I want to go tell a story.
Yeah.
So and when I've done so many animated series now
Yeah.
and sold stuff into movies and stuff. I'm like, and it's just, you realize you're like a manager. You're telling artists what to do. You're judging people's work. You're giving notes on scripts. And I'm like, I don't want to be a give notes on scripts guy. And I don't want to be correct someone else's character design guy. You know what I mean? And I don't even want to direct. I want to be the storyteller. I want to sit down and I want to tell you a story.
Mhm.
And so I'm either going to be a novelist or a comic book creator.
Mhm.
And so because I'm an artist and a writer, I'm going to be a comic book creator. So my goal is to push everything out of my life that is not that. So I don't want to, and I'll sell, the only reason why I ever sold the movie rights to my books was just to make enough money to go back to this table and tell more stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would love to direct a movie, but only because it would give me so much more power as a comic artist to do what I want. So everything's about, the bottom line is I want to make comics and have everything else kind of go to hell is my goal. Because I love
What a great goal it is.
That makes sense.
dude.
Yeah. And that makes sense too, because it is it's business. That's why, the same thing with us. You get a movie deal or something, or you sign a movie. Well, it's money. It's business. You got, we all got bills to pay.
I take that
That would be
money and I
great
don't got
if
to
it
do something I don't want to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Doug TenNapel OnlyFans.
Yeah. And that's kind of in a way what Kickstarter and Indiegogo has been providing me is it's finally giving me enough income for the first time in my life where I can go, I think I can make comics work. Like not movies, not a movie deal. I do have, by the way, movie interest on Bigfoot Bill, but I'm saying I don't want to have to count on that, which is what I've always done. You know, my books at Image and Scholastic, they would sell so many copies. Scholastic sold, I think, 150,000 copies of Ghostopolis. And I couldn't live on that. But I sold the movie deal to Disney. I'd make just a crap load of money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but that's not selling books.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to make the money selling the books, not doing Hollywood deal. Hollywood, that should all be added on top. Because in a way, if you look at all of these, Marvel, DC, Image, if you can't make money on the books itself, your book company is not legit. If you need a movie, then you're technically a movie company and your book company is a failure. And that's what's going wrong with comic stores and comic book companies right now is they're not making money. The books themselves are not self-sustaining, profitable businesses, and that's why they're all collapsing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you see things like, you know, again, with the whole pencils down thing, with the shops going and I've mentioned this before, and that just shows you, and forgive me for repeating myself, just how insignificant the majors deem their creatives.
Yeah.
That they tell them to stop working because the comic shops have been closed for 2 weeks. Yeah. And they're going to be closed for the next month or so. These companies worth billions of dollars. And I'm talking about the two mainstream, obviously Marvel and DC.
The big boys. Yeah.
Yeah, but it also shows that then even the smaller companies, like now you had Dynamite, they didn't do pencils down. He paid everybody. Nick did. But you get a lot of the other companies, Valiant and stuff like that, and they just gave that order. No. And it just shows how insoluble it is. And, you know, it reminded me of the things what happened with Ethan back in the day when, you know, when he first left and all that stuff happened with him. And I remember, and I have friends tell me, yeah, well, he'll never work for Marvel or DC again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what does he care to work for them for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The guy's made, say, $3 million in the past 3 years. He's made in the past 3 years what he'll probably make in the next 25 years if he works for the majors.
Yep.
In 3. And he owns it all.
Yep. I did more on the Earthworm Jim comic book than I did on the last 10 years of the video game.
Yeah.
So why am I trying to go back into video games when I can just be an independent comic creator? And that's the thing that Ethan did too, is once he showed them what he could do, it's like, fine, you're canceled. Fine, cancel me. Yeah, now look what I can do.
Right.
All of those comic creators
don't have, you know, Doug, there are people that have gotten canceled, friends of mine that have gotten canceled who never said a bad thing about anyone or never got into a fight with anyone. But you find out one thing about them, whether they voted for someone that others don't like, you're gone.
Well, look at the Heroes Initiative. You can even be the nicest guy in the world. You're going to end up crippled and you're not going to be able to pay your bills. Yeah. So it doesn't even, you don't have to even be canceled and you're canceled. They're not going to take care of you.
Right.
Because this exploitive model is done and we're moving on to like, it's a little more cutthroat actually and ruthless out here, but it's not mean. It's fair. What we're doing is fair. You go find your audience and you go sell them a book and it's fair.
And the cool thing is that and you talk about your audience, you are dealing directly with your audience. Yeah. You are held accountable. You are forced to be held accountable to deliver your comics, to deliver a good product, to not rush it, and give the fans what their money's worth, because you know what? They're not going to come back.
That's right.
If you don't. And rightly so. And rightly so. So I got a question right here, if I may. Lee Ditzworth. Lee, if I may pop this up. Give Joni Broses a She cosplay cover. Her pics on Instagram look great. We are giving Joni. That's why she's doing it. Joni will have, for our next campaign, which is She Haikyuu, we will have a Joni Broses cosplay cover. So, boom. We just got
a picture of Joni Broses.
I've never had a cosplay cover. I've never done that. And Joni's doll, and she's stunning. She makes a beautiful she. And it's gonna be fun. Why not? Let's have fun. People want it. Hot dog.
I agree.
Give them what they want. Billy Tucci
Not all of us
delivers.
can get a Mike Mignola cover, so
Mike Mignola cover.
Going
Earthworm
back
Jim 2, back cover, Mike Mignola.
Dude, I'm psyched. Going back to the Hero Initiative, you talking about that, I just saw Bart Sears, big post where he's trying to draw attention to the Heroes Initiative. I went and looked at some of those artists that are just like, give me a chance, like let me do my work. And their work is incredible.
Yeah.
And some of the people, I'm like, I didn't even know they were like canceled like that.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be about anything other than the work.
And any one of us, if you're not hustling, Billy and I will be sitting there in the same way, melting in some back bedroom, not able to make money.
Mhm.
It's like if you don't hustle and you don't keep pushing your business, because
Mhm.
the crowdfunding thing could end, it could the market could shift or the economy could shift, and you got to stay on your feet. And I could end up in that situation because my friend just goes, oh, I'm so, he just got laid off from Amtrak. He's like, he got furloughed. And he goes, well, at least I get my insurance through September of 2021. I go, I don't got no insurance.
Yeah.
I have to pay for mine.
Yep.
I've never had insurance, until you have to pull your own weight and pay your own bills and run the whole thing. And I think a lot of artists don't understand. They just want to draw funny pictures, and they go, "Oh, I just want to do my little emo books and be they have a romantic idea of what it's like to be an artist." It's like, you're going to run an independent business. You're going to pay your own taxes. You're going to pay employees. You're going to budget things, and there's a whole lot of this work, the part of this job that isn't just sitting at a table screwing around and drawing.
It seems to help a hell of a lot more than not, huh?
Yeah.
Gee whiz. Holy cow,
something pleasing for your eyes, though. We've got the.
There you go.
Hey.
Oh, she's
Look at
lovely.
that. I didn't even see that one.
She's fantastic. Is that her hair?
That's her hair.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I didn't even see that one.
Cute kid.
She just sent it to me, so I don't know.
All right, put it on the cover.
I know when she was on, she was definitely showing. She was working on the outfit, right? Like,
She brought it out.
Oh, she made the outfit.
Oh, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing
That's cool.
well.
No, we have a Ben Cooper she costume. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Doug? Do you remember Ben Cooper costumes? The plastic costume. Remember the Spider-Man, the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, the little plastic face.
Costume. That would be fun, actually. Wouldn't that be cool? You make a box. Don't swear you could do this too, Doug. Why not?
Brian Blevins could wear it. A sheet costume.
Have a sheet.
Get the little sheet.
He's all like
standing mask on there.
A Dr. Blevins costume.
Dr. Blevins with the mask.
Yeah.
He just has that
Blevins' she standing in line at a Comic-Con.
The
Dr. Pepper.
My face.
I got to draw that cover.
Yeah, just dragging around
the
like
Brian Blevins cover. Yeah.
Brian, the Dr. Blevins cover with a Dr. Pepper in his hand.
Dr. Blevins with a Dr. Pepper.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
How's the family?
So good. I love my family. I get to be with them. My daughter went off to college, so I miss her. We get to see her on weekends. She's went out to Lipscomb as a nursing major.
Oh, nice.
So nice. She's the first one out of the house. Very heartbreaking because I just love her and miss her.
Yeah, my son is going away. Same thing. He goes away October though because he's going because of the COVID thing, and he's going to a modern welding school. He wants to weld. He loves working.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hands. And with the COVID thing and all, you can't do that by virtual learning.
Dude, he's going to be making more money than all of us combined.
I know.
As a welder.
So,
that's awesome.
So we're psyched, but getting worried about him leaving, and it's like
all of us combined.
Where's welding school at?
Up in Schenectady, New York.
Schenectady,
near Albany.
Schenectady.
Near the Susquehanna Hat Company.
Yeah,
he needs to go work and build the submarines.
Yeah, I would like. Well, I told him he doesn't have to. If he can go to school for 4 years if he wants, he doesn't have to go right to work. He's like, I want to work. I want money. I'm like, all right, but there's that other school in Connecticut that teaches the submarine. That teaches you to work on the submarines and everything, or to build submarines, and they pay for you while you work for there. but I'd love him to get certified and then go working for there, and then maybe get certified for aluminum, you know, because that's where the money is. But he wants to do TIG welding. He wants to work on buildings. He wants to build skyscrapers.
They pay almost $200,000 for the underwater welders here that work on the submarines.
Oh, I bet. I don't know if I want him doing that, but he already
That's
got
the most
offered.
dangerous job in the world. But get in there, buddy.
Underwater, just
200 G's a year.
Yeah,
glug.
That's what Lee says.
Oh yeah, no, they kick ass, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Big bucks. That was I once made a Aquaman origin story, my own version of it, because I always thought he was a terrible character. And in mine, he was an underwater welder and didn't know that he was, you know, the prince of the sea. And he's down there doing his underwater welding in San Francisco. And there's a big giant accident where he has to save a guy, and he ends up saving his life. And he realizes that he's he's been out of oxygen for an hour.
Man,
he's been breathing underwater.
Down so long in the midnight sea.
Because he's Aquaman. Okay. That's my big story.
Dude, that's cool. You could create a whole new character if they never use it, called Fish Face.
Yeah, the Submarine.
The Submarine Man.
Submarine.
The Submarine Man.
Aqua Submarine Man.
Anyway, so Doug, talking about remember I talked about our printers and all that we're using the same printers. Great guys over there.
Yeah.
Who's doing your fulfillment? Are you doing your fulfillment? Are you packing all those books up? And
hell no, my fulfillment guy's Next Step Billy Tucci plan. Next Step, I'll introduce you to him.
Okay.
It's Chris Rathbun and Doug Tyler out at MPAC Productions. They're out here in Gallatin, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
They're worth it.
All right, we got to talk then.
Now, like right now, we're in trouble because my cardboard boxes my shipper is so late in printing, which gets delivered to these MPAC guys, that it's you know, I'm having to delay my books. They're late this is my first campaign. Bigfoot Bill 2 is supposed to be delivering in August, and it's September now. And
yeah, we had some serious delays too, and that's why
we have some problems going down. It's the COVID. It's just screwing everything up. But
yeah, but
so here's the thing. Here's the reason why you got to use MPAC. Now, you may not be okay with the prices. You have to talk to them about prices, whatever. But what you do is by printing in Clarksville at API Print Productions, then you ship them to MPAC, which is only an hour and a half away. So you're not paying the usual shipping that it would be to ship those books from, say, Clarksville to your house, or to some other distributor at Diamond or something. You're going to Clarksville, an hour and a half away. That's where MPAC is. They're a warehouse facility, and they'll charge you a certain amount, probably cheap, maybe even nothing on your warehousing if you sell through everything. That's the real missing piece of this business that we have to figure out, is what happens when you have like a Brian Polito sized fulfillment center to take care of. That's why he has his in-house, which is brilliant. I don't have that in-house, so I have to limit my stock.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to warehouse 15 different metal prints and pins and different books and things. You know, you have to have your own warehouse for that, or pay out the nose to have them warehouse all your stuff.
Right. Now, do you does a fulfillment, because we have people that watch the show, you know, Doug, that we had a lot of people watch the show that want to make their own books, and that's
we're here to teach them. We're here to teach them, bro.
Do they charge a percentage of your gross, like your campaign gross? They don't.
That's what the scam artists do. So don't go with them. My guy goes. What they do is they charge per touch. So, for instance, if you have one of these items, they touch that goes in the box. You charge that. Then you put the sticker in. You put in the the print, and then there's a per package fee of the box itself, the cost of the box itself, the cost of taping it up, the cost of printing and applying the label, and then the shipping cost itself.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to give
they'll give you an all-in. They give you a per item cost.
So I can charge for touch.
Oh, nice.
Because if you have obviously, if they're packing 20 items in your envelope versus one item in your envelope, they're going to charge you more for 20 items. And I'll even show you movies of them. You've seen them doing my books. There's a lot of assembly line of like 7 people lined up putting the stuff in. And so those are the people that they're paying to they're called pick and pack your books. But that's how the pros do it.
Yeah, we had meetings. We had a great meeting with the Politos to do that too. I just don't like, but Brian's all business too, though.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need to know when exactly these books are getting here. I need to know when everything's getting there. And I'm like, oh boy, am I ready for that?
Yeah, it's all the items. That's the same thing. Well, it's the same thing, even if you use Polito. Yeah. You'll send all the items to him. So all of your trading cards, all of your prints, they all have to arrive at a certain time. He doesn't want inventory just sitting there forever. So he's like, hey, keep them here for 10 years. You're going to want to churn through them. And the whole goal of all businesses is to move inventory. You don't want to ever pay rent on inventory. You want to dump it. So that's what's great about the crowdfunding is it's kind of like print on demand. You ask, how many are we going to make? You do a little bit of overprinting, and then you move most of your stock out.
Yeah, because that's what I would do is that we would have our stock, and then all the rest of my stock I'd want at shipped to me.
Yeah,
because I have a storage facility I can do. It's just that it's so much work, and again, Debbie's doing all this work, and I'm actually thinking about putting a last minute perk that might help us out with shipping. It's called Buy Debbie a Drink.
Yeah.
I went upstairs and she's surrounded by all these boxes and she's like, and she's just packing and doing all the labeling and
I wonder.
I might add that a little perk at the very end. You know what I mean? For the last few weeks that we're live, and just buy Debbie a drink.
Yeah. I wonder how a fulfillment center would work with your, you have like this special touch that you guys do because you guys do all your filling yourself, Billy. Like, whereas like, I'm number 11 in the signed, or in the numbered books.
Yeah.
Like I'm number 11. So every time I buy the books, like I get number 11, like all my she books are number 11. So I wonder how that would really,
but see, that could work with us doing that too,
transfer. Like you guys do the limited edition ones and allow them to do everything else.
Yeah, that's what I would like to do is have them do the main books with the main stretch goals. And then we do say our black and white editions, our jeweled editions, things like that. If we go with somebody that aside from the Politos, again, the thing with Brian is that the biggest fear I have working with Brian, and we had to talk to them. We just had a great meeting, is I don't want him pissed off at me.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the last thing he's ruined my friendship with him, that I can't deliver my stuff when I say I'm delivering it to him, because he's going to set a block of time for me,
Yeah.
Okay, Billy, I need these books. And he's him and Francisco, like, I need these books on this day. I need to know when they're coming. So we have everything set up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. But I'm
like, called staging when.
Yeah. And David's like, you're not ready for this. You're too much of a child for this. You're too irresponsible for this. Yeah. So I'm like, no, well, we'll see. But I want to talk, Doug. I'll talk to you if it's all right. I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Sure.
About that, because I'd love to get in touch and we have a meeting with them. But that's a good point, Dr. Blevins, where you said again with the special editions for our metal editions and our jeweled editions and things, because people do get specific numbers and to make sure that they do, to ensure that they do.
Yeah, I mean, it adds to the customer service. Knowing that you're definitely going to get the same number every time, that you go out of your way to make sure that happens. Definitely, I mean, it means a lot to me. So I know that at least there's 10 other people that it means something to,
Yeah. Hey, what's the turnaround, Doug, usually for something like that? Now I'm asking for me now. I really don't care about anybody else. No.
Yeah.
But like, what's your turnaround usually? I mean, you have a huge, beautiful book. I still have the Bigfoot Bill one over here in the box.
Yeah.
Where I saved all the stretch goals and everything like that. I mean, it's really intricate, beautiful packaging. And so what's the turnaround for something like that?
For the package or for the actual shipping?
For the packing and getting that book out.
Well, that's the thing with the professional shipping and fulfillment guys, they can bust books out. So they can do up to 1,000. They've done up to 1,000 orders a day.
Wow.
And see, that's the thing. It's how long would it take you and your wife, or when I hear all of our friends and their wives doing this stuff.
Yeah,
I'm just going, I
know.
ain't doing that to my wife, man.
Oh, Deborah.
Well, once you get up to a couple thousand of those packages, and to me, I have a general rule of like, if it's under 2,000, I could probably handle it. When it gets over 2,000 total, it's time to do professional shipping and fulfillment. And by the way, you'll lose another 5 to 10% of your profit margin. With on a lot of us, it's not. We don't have that. I don't have that kind of a window. Yeah. So it's a big cost for me to do professional shipping and fulfillment.
Plus,
I lose another big chunk of my profits, but I do not want to be packing envelopes. That's not my job.
Mm-hmm. And when something is messed up, they fix it. Like
they do.
It's not your fault, and it comes out of your pocket.
That's right. They chase books. They do tracking numbers. They reship stuff. They are incredible, and that's their job. It's like I call them and I'm like, fix this, and they fix it. It's their job.
Yeah. Woo-hoo! Now, when is Earthworm Jim 2 estimated to be in the hands of backers?
February.
Nice.
Earthworm Jim 2 will be there February of 2021.
Excellent.
Or earlier. I'll be aiming for earlier on this one as my apology for getting Bigfoot Build 2 so late. 1 month late.
I mean, you definitely been cranking the pages out.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah,
this book is going to be
there. Yeah, because you said, Doug, right? That's not your job, packaging books, and you every book you pack, that's a panel that you're not working on.
You want to be sitting at that table. Same thing with Polito, by the way. He wants his crew. He wants to shift them off one of his books that they're shipping, and shift them right onto your book.
Yeah.
So their job, he wants to eventually run projects through. So you just shift the crew. That's their job. You want to be doing what your job is, not what your job isn't. So I don't want to be a bookstore. I don't want to be shipping and fulfillment. I want to be a comic creator. And so I want to start hiring people to do everything else. I'm willing to lose a ton of money so long as I still get a tiny, tiny salary to be the guy that sits at his table and writes and draws books.
But also if you do have someone fulfill for you, that's quite possibly you getting another campaign out that year.
That's right.
Yeah. If that that pays off for that, if it's a couple of $5,000, whatever, 10, who knows what it would be. It depends on what they want, they take, because it gets a lot. When you look at it, like, oh man, that's a lot of money.
If you're bringing in 2,000 backers, you're ready, because now you'll be expanding. So in my case, it definitely makes its money by being able to do another campaign. That's why I can do 260-page books a year.
Yeah, and that's great. That's
pounding them, man. Because it's like a sausage factory. It's more like when I come and sit down, I just get to sit here and play, and even YouTube is secondary to what I do at the table. I love what I do. I love it so much. I sit down at this table and I just start inking, turn on a camera and go, and I'm having a blast. This is the best time of my life, Billy. I'm telling you, I've been doing this forever. This is the best time of my life.
That's great.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Now, what do you do with all of your inks and everything? Do you hang on to them? Do you sell originals?
Yeah. Like I got a big old stack of them right here. Here's my here's a bunch of inks I did this week. This is that's a blind cave salamander about to get eaten there.
Oh, Doug.
Yeah, look at him. He's getting taken over by these guts. And he shoots it's Earthworm Jim dressed as a blind cave salamander while he's inside the giant hamster and down the tubes. And there's Princess what's her name. Let's see if there's anything in here you'd recognize. There he is flying up to this dead Psychro image that he's remembering with all the villi all over him. He's inside of a pair of guts. That's Jim in his heads up display. He's going past the heart of Psychro. So look at this one.
How big are your pages? They look real.
They're 11 by 17.
Oh, they are.
That's Bob doing his mental powers, and that's Psychro with Jim flying in as the blind cave cell.
That's great, man.
You definitely did not do that one on air.
There you go. There he is. Flap, 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 flap. He realizes something. He goes, wait a minute. I'm blind. And wait a minute. I'm afraid of the dark. Earthworm Jim. Who said that? And that's when if you find Psychro. So I got a big stack of pages. Oh, here's the other heads-up display one real quick. There he is. I got that from an Iron Man thing. See, he's got the little. He's inside the blind cave salamander. He's got all the radar on his face. We'll tidy that up in Photoshop.
Nice.
He's flying down into the guts, which is like all Hero of a Thousand Faces stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Going into the guts.
Now, do you do stuff for other creators in their campaigns? Like, does anyone ask you to do covers for them or other stuff or anything like that?
I don't like doing covers for other people. I get asked every once in a while, Mike Miller and stuff. I'm just not. I'm not that good, and it's not what I'm into really.
Mm-hmm.
I like helping people out, so any way I can help,
I'll
do whatever. But I'm just not. I don't know if I'll help. If that would help.
Yeah,
I'm more into. Like a lot of guys offline, they'll run story ideas by me if they're stuck on a story or a character or something. Usually, I'll consult with them for free. I'll give them story advice on what I think, plotting, arcing stuff, advice on what to do with their printer, or how much should they charge for whatever, or how long. What about? Do you like this title? I'm always ripping on people's titles and stuff. So I'll help people any way I can, but really it's just working on my own books.
Yeah. Now, what's your plan with Indiegogo moving forward? With last Earthworm Jim, obviously there was a bit of drama going on.
Yeah.
What's your approach, if you don't mind me asking, with Indiegogo when you transition this Kickstarter over?
My goal on each campaign is to give them each something really unique about the campaign. So I'm still trying to craft the Indiegogo for what it's going to be. It'll definitely have more tiers and more options to it than this one. But because Kickstarter is really made to be more stripped down and basic. It's like start this campaign. Then Indiegogo is much more designed to be like after the thing's created, a big robust store. So, and you can do so many add-ons and so many things are so much easier on it to complicate it and still track it. The Indiegogo is really made for that. So my thing with Indiegogo is my fear on all these campaigns, Indiegogo and Kickstarter, is still getting canceled. I still think any one of these companies could very much have a problem with me as a person and no longer host me on their campaign. And then what do I do? So I'm looking into opening up an independent crowdfunding source, like my own website. That'll just be anyone can use it or whatever for free. But I'm looking into trying something like that. There'll probably be a Kickstarter and Indiegogo. And then after Indiegogo, I might do an independent website. It might even be run through my Shopify store.
Yep.
Because they do crowdfunding on Shopify where you can just open up a wing. So that's the thing where Billy was talking about Kickstarter. Did they make you a favorite or featured campaign or whatever? If they don't do that, then the only way people are finding your campaign is through me hustling that link out, right? So I'm going around telling everyone, go to Kickstarter, and Kickstarter's not doing anything to send people to your link.
Right.
So you're paying them 5% of your campaign to literally do nothing. You know what I mean? So why am I not going to spend, sometimes I'll spend $15K in marketing. Why am I spending $15K in marketing to drive them to Kickstarter to give them money? Why not spend $15K in marketing to drive them to my own Shopify store, which does not charge me a percentage, and get 100% of the funds? If the only person driving them to the campaign is me and Kickstarter is going to help, they're worthless because they're just a platform that doesn't help. Indiegogo helps. Like Indiegogo, they first of all, they don't curate by ideology, which Kickstarter does. So Indiegogo curates by, oh, did you hit 100%? Oh, you go to the front page. Did you raise over $100,000? Oh, you get pushed to the front page. And there's 1/10 the number of projects on Indiegogo, so you're not struggling to be seen through all the blue-haired LGBT comics that are being pushed to the front page of Kickstarter. So that's where both Indiegogo and Kickstarter are woke BLM companies, but Indiegogo doesn't use its ideology to favor certain campaigns the way Kickstarter does. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you're basically saying that, Indiegogo just literally looks at the analytics like,
it's a little more of a meritocracy, so we're going to do a little better on Indiegogo.
Like,
than
hey,
on
their book's
Kickstarter.
doing really good. There's a reason it is. It might as well come up. This book is doing 6 figures. It's getting this press, that press.
That's right. They'll push you.
It up.
They will push you. They actually
it's the
want
backers it's the backers that actually are forming how the site looks.
That's right.
Not the administrative, the
curation or the ideology.
Yeah.
So that's what I still think this whole industry is really young. I think everyone's still trying to figure it out. When you see like all these crowdfunding sites also having to lay people off, they're still figuring out their own business out. They're still trying to figure out how to make money at it, like all of us are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to survive long enough to keep expanding my audience. And part of expanding my audience is Kickstarter has 8 times the audience of Indiegogo. So if I want to expand my campaigns, I have to go to Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find those people.
Yeah.
Because they're not on Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just now.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
If I raised 200,000 on Kickstarter and that didn't come out of my Indiegogo pile, I mean, I imagine there's a ton of fans that did come from Indiegogo, but I'm saying if it didn't, if it was all just, how much of that is just Kickstarter? Let's say half, maybe. Maybe it's 1,000 backers or 1,500 backers, and maybe it's $100,000 that I'm adding to my Indiegogo campaign. That's very good for me.
Yeah.
That's free money for the same amount of work.
Yeah. Oh, perfect sense. I mean, it is a business.
Yeah.
It is a business. And that's, I think some people lose sight of that is, it is a business. Like, people are making things for the fans they already know they have and the ones they're trying to gain. And, no one has to like all the same stuff, right? I'm sure I like things that you don't and vice versa.
That's right.
So why can't people just respect that? That's what drives me nuts about this whole cancel culture, everything, is the fact that it's like, that's fine. You don't have to like what I like. But if that's what I want, why can't I enjoy it? It's not harming anyone.
And the online community is being cued to act that way too, to start going after other creators and defending your own and being angry and stuff. That's just where we're at in culture now, is everyone gotta.
Yep. And you get these fans that, are it's amazing. Like I said, like on Twitter, I go on Twitter, once a day to check. I don't tweet every day, but I'll go on once a day just to check it out. It's just habit now, and the thing is like that we've become the fans, a certain segment of the fans have become like an industry of tattletales.
Yeah.
Hey, DC Comics, have you seen this? How do you feel about this? So-and-so, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like these whiny fucking babies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's good to be a grown-up, which is astonishing to think that I'm one of, someone said, yeah, well, Bill, you're one of the grown-ups in the industry. And I'm like, wow.
I always thought I was the kid. Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's scary.
Yeah. Times are different, and you just can't listen to those fans. You gotta, you just gotta just make books. I just keeps going back to the basics. It's like sit at your table, write and draw. That's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sit at your table and write and draw. And there's all this drama blowing up around us. A virus comes, screw you, virus. Riots, screw you, riot. Election, screw you, election. Online drama, screw you. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to write and draw a comic. Something I've been doing really, in truth, for most of my adult life is what I'm going to do. That's my answer to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a comic.
There you go. A hell of a comic.
I can make a hell of a comic, man. If you guys aren't paying attention, you better get in there, because I'm going to make you something good.
Perfect. Look at Blevins is so giddy.
Man, it definitely is hyped. It definitely hypes you to hear you say that, because you know that it's true. It's not you're not just trying to shill yourself. It's obvious by the products you've already put out and your history of your stuff that it is what your plan is and has been for the longest time, and it hasn't changed regardless of attacks, successes, fails.
Yeah, you guys see me getting whacked and attacked. It's why I kind of go, look, if Kickstarter and you go attack me, I still know what I have to do today.
Yeah.
I have to ink 2 pages.
Yeah.
and then
like I need to get Sharpie on the phone so he can come read my
dad. Yeah, because 10 years ago, the business just keeps changing. It's like I never knew, like when I first loved comics, there was no such thing as Image. And then Image came and showed us the way. Before, when I first loved comics, there was no such thing as Bone and Cerebus, independent guys going out and going directly and selling their little pages. That was invented on my watch. Before I started, there was no eBay, there was no Amazon, there was no Kickstarter. It's just like these are new inventions and you adapt.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I know is they're not going to ever be able to stop you from actually getting a story to an audience member that wants to pay for it in some way. They may be buying your PDF. They may be buying your printed book on Amazon. They may be going to your house and buying it or whatever, but they're not going to stop me, from doing what I need to do. So that's when you're cancel proof, when you realize they don't have the power to stop you.
Yeah.
No one does.
Mm-hmm.
No one does.
I actually said that. I got some crap for it, and I got a lot of people that agreed with it. And I'm like, you're not important enough.
That's right.
You're not important enough. You could scream at windmills all you want,
Mm-hmm.
You're not important enough ever, And
a torn bicep, tearing Billy's drawing arm didn't stop him.
No,
What makes you think your little peer pressure and bitching online is going to stop him?
Right. Now here's I got a postcard, believe it or not, from Dave Sim today.
Oh, cool.
I haven't heard from Dave Sim since 1995, and when we did 96 when we did the Cyblade Sheep book, and he allowed us to use Cerebus in the book.
Cool.
And it's just like, hey, but he didn't leave a return address or anything. Someone had sent him a copy of the book of our 25th, our little, we made 100 of them for San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And he's
How
like,
neat.
I don't know if you got the letter though. If you got the memo, you're going to be, I'm canceled. Aren't you afraid of being canceled and all?
No.
I'm like, holy crap, Dave Sim.
Dave Sim can do anything.
Crazy, just wild. I'm like, I haven't heard from Dave Sim forever. And then again, I even just to send him a thank you note or something for doing that. I mean, I know
Dave Sim, if you're out there, send Billy your address so he can send you a thank you.
Yeah,
no,
Incredible arrangement.
He's
in a bunker somewhere
right now. Dave Sim, make sure you send a return address.
Yeah.
Be a gentleman. Send it easy.
He's had his controversies and all, but
I'm just saying. Look, they can't stop that guy. That guy's a lunatic. He's had people just beat him up one side down the other. If I were him, I'd put out another 300 comic books.
I'm pretty sure.
You know what? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make another 300 bucks.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure his phone number is 1-800-Cerebus, Billy. You should just try calling it.
What's that?
1-800-Cerebus is his phone number.
Is it really?
No, it is not.
He was saying just give it a try.
Yeah, just give it a try. See if Dave Sims answers.
I wonder, Eric, Spawn hit 300 issues, but it's not all drawn or written by the same person. I wonder.
That's right.
And I know Dave, had Gerhard doing a lot of the stuff for Cerebus, but look at, man, here comes Eric Larson,
Oh, yeah.
In the game.
He's drawn and inked every issue.
Pencils, inks, and writes every single issue.
What's Savage Dragon up to?
I think he's
253, I think, is actually out in stores.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So
that's kind of like Todd might have to get an asterisk by his record. And maybe Eric.
Just like his baseball.
Yeah, Eric might be coming up with the legit record here.
Yeah.
I love those guys, though. I just love guys that are just banging it out and doing it. It's so good.
And they're all really interesting, all those Image guys.
Oh, yeah, they're nuts. They're just kids. They're just like anyone else you'd know. It's just like any comic guy,
Yeah, it's like when we had we had Mark Silvestri, right? And you wouldn't know Mark Silvestri is Mark. He's like, and it's we did that, but it was fun. That was fun, right? It was a good time when we did that, but he's so mellow, and then he had to go because dog
I gotta go get my cat insulin. I'll see you.
Cat, is that what it was? His cat had to get
This
insulin.
is dog, yeah, his little dog's diabetic.
I gotta get my animal insulins. Pardon me, guys. It's a great guest.
He was a great guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta jump. I'm gonna cut it off. Are we done?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, we gotta
Now
check
45
the total.
Hey, we gotta check the total. See if
We
it
gotta
went
check
up
the total
at
for
all.
There you go. Went up
Yeah, a
one.
couple hundred.
$330.
Hey, that'll work. Get me out of the
$300.
doldrums, guys.
Well, Doug, as always, it's good to see you. It's been too long. I haven't talked to you forever, man.
I know, my brother. We
Yeah.
gotta hang more often. You gotta come on my show. I send you invites every once in a while.
Yeah, you gotta send them to me. All right, on
Yeah,
Twitter.
just send 'em.
Sometimes
All
I
you
see-
guys can come on my show.
Well, Billy,
Fire away the invites.
I have
after-
Levin's on all the time. He comes over. He slums on my
Levin.
show all the time.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's awesome. They
Well,
make
Doug,
fun of my-
congratulations on your amazing
Yeah.
campaign, buddy.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Oh man, it's been a blast, man. And I'll keep learning from you guys. You guys keep doing your thing.
Digging the fights that you have with this SJWs and you.
I kick those SJWs in the nuts, every one of them. Every one of them can eat me raw. That's what I say.
He sent them down the tubes.
Well, they're going to cancel me. I keep telling my wife, I go, they're going to cancel me eventually. I mean, they're going to stop my business, but all I'm going to do is just find a different way to do it completely independent or on Bitcoin, or I'll sell them all on eBay or something weird. I'll totally flip them for a backflip. They think you can't you can't put your fate in other people's hands.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an illusion that other people have all of this control over you, and you're going to get in trouble if you turn right instead of left or go left instead of right. You're not going to get in trouble.
Right.
Nothing's going to happen, really. They can take a little money away from you. They can't keep you from being happy. They can't keep you from being a content, smiling, married man, having fun. They can't stop that. They can't stop the most important things. They can just bitch at you a little bit online.
Yeah.
Worst thing they can do is they can take a little
Amen to
money
that.
away from you. And that's not, if that's what ruins you, you're not much of a guy in the first place. All right,
Well,
my people.
Amen
Thank
to
you guys.
that
I'm
one.
sorry I was late. We had some family stuff to attend to. My nephew is 4 years old. I think he is today. So
Nice.
It's an old
Yep.
man.
Logie
Old man
Bogey,
4.
4 years old. So
Happy birthday to him.
Doug, thanks a lot, man, for coming on. Congratulations with all the success. As always, great talking to you. I'm just gonna come in for the end, and just thanks, man. I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Yeah. Come over and play, buddy. God bless you guys.
You
All
too.
right. Have a great night, everyone.
Next weekend.
Oh.
Whoa,
Yeah,
All right,
Bill.
everyone. And make sure
that's it.
Oh,
that is it.
Who's that?
Just
Oh,
someone
that
who's
guy.
just reminding you to subscribe, Just a little something.
Say that again. That was badass.
What? Who, me? It's my hair, isn't it?
Yes. The hair is definitely what sells that for sure.
It is. It's amazing. But hey, everyone, we will see you tomorrow night. We've got Alton Simpson on the show. He's launching issue 7 of Vampires of New Jersey. So he's going to kick it with us. We're going to check out his new book, and he'll have the campaign launching tomorrow night while we're live. So if you can, make sure to back Alton Simpson and enjoy us tomorrow night for another episode of Pulp XP.
Nice.
Gentlemen, I bid you adieu.
Later. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on Pop XP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the Pop XP and over on Instagram at the Pop XP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.